The Lord of Destruction? Nah, that's savage. That's savage, bro. As much as this guy screwed us over, I appreciate that he's not an idiot. He's like, this could very well be a trap, but I highly suspect this girl can't hurt me. Is he in for a rude awakening? Sure. But you can't deny this guy's being smart. This woman is like the ultimate ride or die. The gut's gonna be spilling now. Wolfie should be running. Hey, you already know you're not the most loyal guy. Throw all them and just run. Yo, that was the smoothest beheading ever. This is what I mean, though. Just jumping into this versus seeing what he was able to do before, I love seeing just how comfy his life is before seeing this. It's just a much better flow, if you ask me. Buddy literally pulled out the level 9,000 rare. This motherfucker. Hey, you can't say this guy was an idiot. He was arrogant, but he certainly wasn't an idiot. He was a shitty person, but not an idiot. Oh, yikes. Oh, bro, you up hard. Like, come on now. 500 Fenrir was supposed to be impressive, and we got generic-ass knights at like 1,500. Never underestimate a gacha whale with a credit card with no limit, bro. Absolute cinema. Of course, this was just a small glimpse of my full live reaction, which you can catch exclusively over on Patreon. Otherwise, let's jump into the review. What this episode of Unlimited Gacha feels like is vindication. Now, I'm sure there'll still be people who'll say, oh, but last week's episode, still a miss. No, it wasn't. I'm okay if just some people don't like the silliness of last week, but I think even if you don't like it, you have to acknowledge there's a reason for it. The way they restructured for the anime here, to give Betrayal, look at his cozy, goofy-ass life, to now that goofy-ass life can bring complete and utter destruction upon the world, or can be cute and adorable for him. The first member that betrayed him from the first episode, Mr. Wolfie, which I'll be honest, as satisfying as it is, seeing him piss himself to such fear that he can no longer move, and apparently he's going to be given a fate worse than death of eternal suffering. The fact that he had survival instincts, I can give a little round of applause to. There's plenty of points where he was like, hey, this girl is setting off my spidey sense, or I need to grovel. The dude had survival instincts. I really believe that. But I really see the vision of this show. And I get it. There's going to be people who will really like this episode who will never like it if we see goofy stuff with his civilization. But I think the most enjoyment you will get out of a show like this is if you like both sides. Because what's so brilliant about this show is that the MC's revenge story isn't like other revenge stories. In a way, this might be the ultimate revenge tale. Because the dude's like rootable. He's not like, I hate everyone. And when he might eventually say that, he sounds adorable as hell. Like he put on an anti-aging bracelet for the sole purpose that he will stay eternally the age that he was betrayed at. So he will never forget the pain, so it's fresh in his mind. Because you have to consider, if you naturally age, memories will start to fade. Nah, he's making sure he always keeps that fresh in his mind. So it doesn't matter if some of the people he gets revenge on is 50 years from now. It's going to just be like yesterday for him. And if that isn't the coolest motherfucker around, I don't know what is. But it's great because his character design's adorable. You think he's going to be a pushover, and he can cause the most savage destruction known to man. When I saw that man summon a level 500 Fenrir, that's a pretty impressive pull. It looks like an impressive pull. And then he pulls out the level 9,000. Never go up against a gacha whale. At least never go up against a gacha whale with a credit card that's unlimited. Sure, maybe the debt collectors will come a knocking someday, but in the meantime, he's gonna feel like the king of the castle when he smacks down all the peasants. It's so wonderful to see how they structured this. Because I've seen plenty of different types of revenge. You know, sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. And boy golly, using May as a way to say, hey, we're gonna pay you 3 fat stacks of gold bars. Bring me to where my master died. He's actually nobility. The dude's immediately like, huh, this could be a trap. Especially if because he's probably thinking, if he really is nobility, this is probably a trap to, you know, jump us. But the thing about this show, and I think what people are going to severely underappreciate, is how humans are viewed in this world. So humans are supposed to max out at level 100, meaning all the other species in this world are superior because they don't cap out at level 100. Granted, our boy is an anomaly as he's level 9,999, but that's not something that's seen prior to him, right? So the idea that, like, hey, even if this is a trap, what is one, even say she's max 100, gonna do against all of us? We'll jump her, kill her, we'll get some extra money. All's well that ends well. Granted, I think he also wanted to grape her, given some of his, you know, other things, but disgusting. But his plan of survivability wasn't poor judgment. And even when he pops up, he's like, hey, it's just 2 humans. They quickly found out otherwise. And I really appreciate his mindset of like, I got this. I'm slightly concerned. Pretty concerned to Master Light, it was all their fault. Like, his transition of mentality made complete sense. And I love too, my favorite part is when he walks up to him and is like, hey, seeing what you see from me, is there anyone in the world who you think can stand in my way? And he's honest, he's like, bro, you definitely would have the edge at the beginning, but if all the nations in the world attacked you, yeah, you'd be f***ed. Like, this is a world where governments have stockpiled the best of the best. Yeah, that's about what I figured. Teleport. Okay, everyone, show him your levels. His basic grunt soldiers, I'm pretty sure, are bare minimum level 1500. Like the general knights and stuff. Okay, how about now? The dude already pissed himself prior. I don't think I've seen... Oh, I don't think hentai have mind someone harder than that wolf got mind. That is insanity, bro. And I love how he doesn't be like, I'm gonna go... No, he's just like, hey, legitimate question for you. Anyway, now time for eternal suffering. We're gonna cut back from some chibi, cutesy harem bullshit, and the wolf is gonna just be in the corner mind. I like it, man. I liked last week. I get that some people didn't, but I think people severely underappreciated the structure. Betrayal to, okay, he rolled an entire civilization that's peaceful as hell. And the fact that he goes from what could have been his utopia paradise to, okay, I'm gonna enjoy this, but I'm also gonna go get my revenge. That makes the revenge so much better than if we would have just went from episode 1 to episode 3 and we just saw him do this. It still would have been impactful, but it's way more amusing to me seeing what we saw in episode 2 leading into this. You know what I mean? Anyway, you let me know what you thought of this week's episode of Unlimited Gacha. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite episodes I've seen all year. I gotta keep it real. Thoughts down below, drop a like, share your support, subscribe if you happen to be new around here, and of course Patreon, full live reactions, and other exclusives like, hey, I like to give video shoutouts to my patrons. So today we got Jay Knacker, MMK, Asheti, Duke Nugan, Jan, and we also have Tomaru channels. I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You all have a good one.